Hello students, welcome to the management case study for May-August 2021. So students, before we go into the analysis of the case study, we need to have an observation of what has repeated in the previous past examination. So students, if you observe, this is the fourth pre-seen material that we are getting in the new syllabus of 2019. So students, if you observe, the first pre-seen was travel. So students, if you observe, travel was a recording company. Okay, so just remember that students, it was a recording company where they use the recordings and they sell it. And the second pre-seen material was on alpaca. So alpaca was a hotel industry students where people come and stay. And the third pre-seen, which was the last pre-seen, was the Priblocks, and it was a manufacturing business students where we are creating toys and selling into the market, and generally it is the block toys. So students, just remember, in your examination this time they have taken you to a new industry as well. So students, if you are referring the past examination, please don't memorize the answers because the industries has changed. And I always say the past papers are really good for you all when you are observing the writing pattern. And students, you can download all the past papers from a website called planner.cima. You just type this in the search icon, you will be getting. So students, coming into the application, the first thing they have specifically mentioned here, students, that they will not be testing you anything related to the COVID-19 pandemic. So students, just remember, this is a hint. COVID-19 pandemic will not be tested. In other words, they are telling you need to assume that the current scenario is without the pandemic. And students, they have also mentioned, students, in the exams, if there are relevant scenarios, suppose if they test a situation of pandemic, then you can write down pandemic situation as well. But here they have not mentioned specifically pandemic. So students, again I am telling you, just think in the business angle, that is more than enough. And suppose if they test the pandemic, it is like a bonus for you all students, because you can easily write points because you experienced it. So students, before we go into the application, students, just observe this carefully. So they have specifically mentioned, students, Trayyner. So students, in this case, Trayyner, when you observe the name itself, students, it's Trayyner, something related to training. So students, it's a training sector. And again, students, before we go into the analysis, just remember, students, this is a human dominant industry, because if you observe the previous cases, it had labor intensive plus capital intensive, where you need to have machineries and everything. But here it's human dominant business. And students, one hint I need to say, the ROCE in human dominant businesses are generally more than 100%, students, because you need less investment and it is going through skills and experience only. So let's analyze this, students. So students, if you observe the table of content, it is having totally 27 pages, and as usual it is a long case study. The introduction will give you your role, everything, students, which you need to keep in mind. And then they may give you about the executive training industry, which is the business understanding, very important. And here they have given the company information, again it is related to the business industry. And then students, the marketing activity is given, the course location is given, the trainers are also given. And then students, the staffs, the course managers, the topic managers, and the types of courses they are given. So you need to be very much careful, students, when observing these things, because when you are developing the answers in the exam, your answers should be more related with the context of training industry. And students, they have given the management structure, the business model, as usual they give, students, which is creating value, defining value, delivering value, and capturing value. So this has been given in the new syllabus for a long time. And the costing information is given, the annual reports are given, of the competitors masterclass is also given, students, and the news reports and the extracts. Students, before I go into the detailed analysis, I just want to remind you that this examination, what you are going to do, is generally an understanding of the industry only. So students, please don't memorize the pre-seen material, understand the industry very, very well. especially the industry given in the pre-scene. And also students, there is no relationship that the pre-scene material problems will continue. They can give any problems from anywhere, and the safest way to learn this is, students, I will just show you. This is known as the co-activity table, students. This you can download from the CIMA website, and also students, you can download from anywhere called the blueprint. So students, here they have already given the questions what they will be testing, and students, you should be very much clear on how you are going to apply these questions into the aspect of the company Trayyner. So you need to know the business application as well, and here they have given the subject areas also. And students, I will just have the link below in my description link. So students, now let's come into the introduction. So students, the introduction. Trayyner is a unquoted company. So students, just remember it's an unquoted company. So students, just remember they may have problems in raising finance. The main issue is they can't issue bonds. Bonds cannot be issued because if you look at in F2, we have long-term finance. So bonds cannot be issued if you are unquoted entity. So there may be situation of a basic IPO, a basic financing decisions that you need to take. That offers executive training courses. So students, this is very clear for you, executive training courses, nothing to worry here, students. The company is based in the capital city of Northland. So just remember the location as well, it's in the capital city, but it offers courses at several international locations as well. So students, if you observe the term international location, you need to get the understanding of the risk element, students, because you have the forex risk. So just remember, students, in P2 we have a separate section called risk management. So just remember to go through that areas as well. Northland is a developed country, so it's a strength for us, students, because in developed countries the education quality will be high and high standard of living. The country has an excellent higher education system as we predicted, with relatively high proportion of its population holding undergraduate and postgraduate degree. So students, we have something called CPD, and students, CPD stands for continuous professional development, and continuous professional development is generally mostly popular in, I can say, developed countries where the professional upskill after they get their qualifications. Northland's currency is $. Northlandian company law requires companies to prepare their financial statements in accordance with IFRS, International Financial Reporting Standard. You are the finance manager of Trayyner's head office. Your primary responsibilities are associated with management accounting, and you report to Zodzi Sikata, the senior finance manager, who reports directly to the finance director. So students, this is as usual even in the pre-scene of the previous case studies as well. So students, before I go into the application, I just want to make it very clear. So students, if you see CIMA, CIMA stands for Management Accounting, Chartered Institute of Management Accounting. So students who are doing this through the gateway route, students, just remember we say management accounting, but actually students, if you observe all the past papers, we do not have any preparations of accounting. Here it's an advisory role, students. So I can say instead of management accounting, you are like a management consultant, students. So when you are going into the examination, please remember you are like a management consultant. Again, I'm repeating, students, please remember you are like a management consultant. That means you need to know the technical element very well. But when you are giving the consultancy advices, it should be in line to the industry. And the industry in this case study is training industry, students. So just remember the training industry is essential. So students, coming down, let's observe here the executive training industry. So the executive training companies provide short courses, typically lasting for 3 to 5 days. So just keep in mind, working professionals are your target audience because they do not have enough time to come for a 6 months course everything. They provide course participant, most commonly known as delegates. So students, remember to take this term delegates, and you will be scoring a lot of marks in the examination when you're using the term delegates. And please avoid using the term like customers, because industry specific terms are preferred by the examiner because you have already getting the pre-scene in advance. The opportunity to update their existing skills or to develop the skills and knowledge, and they require to be more efficient in their workplaces. So students, again I told you it is something related to the CPD. The executive training courses takes variety of different forms as they are provided by a range of different organizations. Many colleges and universities offers executive training courses, some of which are led by prominent academics as well. There are also many private sector training companies as well. So universities also provide and private sector organization also provide. Just keep that in mind, students. Course fees are generally paid by delegates, employers, so it is usually possible to charge a significant amount of course participant. So the employers only pay. In other words, it is like the B2B segment, students, business to business. Senior managers and directors are often entrusted with the key decision. So enhancing their competence through relevant training can be high cost effective. And students, I can generally say corporate governance rules as well, students. If you observe corporate governance, it's a requirement for listed company to have updated or competent management board. Training is also potentially a good for morale. Training courses provide delegates with an opportunity to step back from the pressure of running the business without requiring them to make use of their annual leave entitlement. They also reassure delegates that they are valued by their employer because their needs for personal development seriously. Having directors and senior managers participate ongoing executive training also sets a good example for more junior employees in organization to encourage their workforce to engage in the lifelong learning process. So students, it shows there is a cycle here. So students, if you observe here, the training courses takes in the two main forms, which is very important when you are addressing the answers in the case study. Public courses are open courses. So I will underline the term open courses that are advertised publicly and can be taken by anyone whose employer is prepared to pay for the course. So publicly advertisements, I can say digital marketing can come into the picture, students. So digital marketing is a current area in the E2 syllabus. So just go through the digital marketing as well. And then students, the course outline published in advance. So delegates can decide whether it suits their needs. So published in advance. So there is a risk, students, that other players can copy their content as well. So there is high competition as well because you need less investment to start a training business. The fact that outline is developed by the training company's experts suggests that it covers materials that should be of value, perhaps because of course facilitators regards it as a current or because frequently misunderstood. So once again, students, the relevant of the course is important. Then I can say something called the life cycle costing, students. It's not product life cycle, it's life cycle costing. Because students, if you observe, life cycle costing is a very important thing. Again, not product life cycle, it's life cycle costing, because generally observe, students, courses will have a life cycle that you need to keep in mind. Delegates enjoy opportunity to interact with their fellow participants who will come from different employer and may have very different backgrounds. All delegates have an interest in the course subject matter, so it may be possible to share insight and seek advice and practical issues arising from the course content. So students, networking, I can generally say, so these programs give us networking opportunities as well. Classes sizes are restricted to maximum of 20 to 25 delegates. That makes easier individual to engage in the course content. In other words, it is almost like an individual attention given. So students, the next one is bespoke courses. So let's observe this as well. So students, here they are saying bespoke courses are designed in consultation with clients with a view to covering materials that is relevant to the client's organization. So it will be specific to a company, students. Example, I can say Tata will require bespoke courses, Reliance will require. But if you observe the above one, the public courses, anyone can come and join. Okay, the course might cover particular topic areas from the perspective of client's industry and designed to assist particular group of their specific need. For example, if a company has recently appointed new directors, it might develop training courses to help them understand their responsibilities as well. The bespoke courses often give delegates opportunity to relax and interact as the management team without immediate pressure of being in a work environment. So they have the opportunity to ask any questions or any doubts during this session. And they are specifically saying class sizes of bespoke clothes are determined by the client. So client will only determine it, but generally small. In principle, it would be possible to offer training to individual delegate that the client wished. Effective training courses take two main forms, either developing new skills for delegates or updating the new skill. Just remember, students, these are the two requirements of the delegate: update or develop new skill. Very important when you are quoting your answers as well. The early career of the company director and the senior managers typically starts in functional or professional area. That is very common. For example, engineers or finance generally career progress through various stages of seniority, with managers taking on supervisory responsibility and moving into position that require the ability to continue to management of the organization strategy. For example, a geologist must work her way through the ranks of the oil company before appointed as the board of director. As newly appointed director, she must almost certainly find useful training and the aspect of a new responsibility in order to augment the knowledge she gathered in the earlier career. So students, this happens when the promotion takes place internally, just to give the confidence that they can manage the business process. Training companies offers courses covering generic skills by the senior managers and directors such as budgeting and financial management, corporate governance and leadership. So students, just remember these are the courses they have at the moment overall in the industry. So students, coming down, what we can observe is training companies also provide courses that update or extend skills and knowledge in ways that are appropriate to professional backgrounds of senior managers and directors. For example, the following courses might be offered by HR professionals: recent development in employment law, the use of social media, recruitment using social media, artificial intelligence in selection. So students, if you observe, it is like a tech-based type of learning nowadays, because the world is getting updated. So nowadays, even the employees are requested to be more updated. So students, they are also specifically stating these courses are often designed to meet the need of the professional bodies for continuing professional development. I told you, advance itself CPD, and developed countries it is a must, I can say. For example, the Northland Institute of Personal Development. Students, I want you to take this out, Northland Institute of Personal Development, because students, this can be used in your answer when you are writing. Very essential, students. Requires its members to complete an annual return and confirms that their appropriate step remain current. While the requirement can be satisfied in several ways, members can demonstrate compliance by participating in formal training. And then there is a considerable competition in this industry. New training companies require little initial investment. Most large hotel rinsed out meeting rooms are fully equipped with all necessary audio visual that are required for presentation. Trainers are often employed as contractors for the duration of their courses. Trainers are expected to use their own laptops and presentation software. So students, if you observe this industry, it's very easy to start this business. And students, if you observe, the cost is also very less, because I can say the operating gearing is very less. Students, the operating gearing is very less. The main reason is, students, the overheads are less in this segment, because you are hiring even the hotels for the location. Even the assets like laptops are brought in by the trainer itself, so you do not have much overheads here. So I can generally say that is one strength also, and there can be also the weaknesses as well, students. The low setup cost means that there is a steady flow of new established training companies. That means there is very less barriers for entry. You can easily start the businesses. The resulting competition also means there's a very high failure rate as well, with many newly established companies struggling to generate sufficient revenue and remain viable. There are relatively few well-established training companies. These companies generally rely heavily on repeat business from corporate clients, who often work closely with training providers to develop relevant training courses for senior management team. So students, as I told you, there needs to be a lot of tie-ups between the corporate, and I told you, the higher the B2B customers you have, the longer the business can continue. Now students, I think the industry wise it is very clear, and if you have any questions, any doubts, you can use the chat box or the comment box below. I will respond to that. So students, coming to the next one, Trayyner. This is our company detail, but previously what we were observing was the industry detail. So Trayyner was founded in 1990 by Nasir family. So students, just remember family. So there will be a question mark on the ownership, whether is it still a family or a quoted entity. Asif and his sister Miriam were the original directors and built up the business together. So sister brother relationship is here. And Asif and Miriam are Trayyner's board. So there is no corporate governance. Still, they are working. Asif is the executive chair and Miriam is the chief executive. So students, chairman and executives are family members here. So anyway, that's allowed in a private business. But when they are becoming a stock market ownership, or if they want finance, they need to change this ownership in order to get the corporate governance approved. Trayner's head office is in the Northland's capital city. It offers wide variety of courses that are generally 3 to 5 working days, and the longest courses are 10 working days. Students, there can be a new service development in your examination. So when there is a new service development, students, please remember you should be writing somewhere between 3 to 5 or maximum 10 days. And if you are going for 20-25 days, that means you are having less business acumen here. So Trayyner is based in an office building that it owns and uses as a base for 60 staff who are split between administration, accounting, global marketing, cost management, and there are also 3 overseas sales officers which are incorporated at 100% owned subsidiary. These employs around 24 staffs in the job market courses for potential delegates in the host country. So students, totally they have around 84 staffs, and again I'm telling students, 84 staffs holding company is a very good company in size, because this companies you do not need much investments, but 84 staff shows that they have a huge customer base to manage. Head office staffs are split into 3 departments. One is the administration and accounting, then the global marketing and the course management they have mentioned. So each training course has been designated by the course manager, who liaises with delegates before they travel and will present in the venue and supervise and deal with any problems or concerns that arises. So students, coming into the next one, marketing activities. So students, marketing activities, if you observe, what I can specifically say is Trayyner has an extensive client base. I told you they have 84 number of staffs. That means their client base must be extensive. That drawn mainly from the regions that are developing economies. So students, just observe developing economies. So students, in the developing economy, I can say the growth potentials are very, very high, because students in developing in economies, they are nowadays focusing on the education qualities as well. Frequently have large number of professional people who occupy senior roles within indigenous and the pastoral, that is government owned organization. These managers are typically graduates and have significant business experience. They share the same needs as managers from more developed countries receiving training, and the challenges by them exposing the new ideas. So students, again you see the market in the developing countries are also very, very high. So students, coming into the explanation, Trayyner takes 2 main approaches in marketing the courses. The course manager, look at the person, because you need to refer this in your answer, are active in developing and maintaining relationship with delegates and their employers. There is always a course manager present during any given course and gives them the opportunity to promote future bookings in a low-key manner through breaks and seeking feedbacks about delegates they need. So students, this course manager is generally like the course counselors we say, okay, or the coordinators we say. They collect the feedback from the delegates. Delegates are the participants who takes place in the business. Course managers constantly seek useful intelligence, such as asking each course delegate for contact details of person who selects and books the course for the organization. So students, I can say the data is with the course manager. So course manager can give a lot of insight of the consumer behavior patterns as well. Course managers maintain regular email contact. It's a very good thing with past delegates and their training managers, recommending upcoming scheduling courses or asking whether a best course might be an interest. The three overseas sales officers are located in different foreign country, Southland, Eastland, and Westland. So you are covering the regional areas as well. Each host country is in home, and many companies have booked courses in the past. The local sales team work to develop contacts with the employers and to might book executive training courses. They also assist the course managers at head office by maintaining contact with local training managers who are previously booked by trainers. So students, I can specifically say this we say as relationship marketing, which is a fundamental element which is important in the service sector where human involvement is very high. The service sector where human involvement is very high. So students coming down, so they are telling this local presence helps them to maintain booking in the three countries. The overseas sales officers ensures continuity of the contact and important clients and also reduce pressure of the course managers at head office. Particularly when the overseas are busy and supervising courses, Trayyner is however happy to accept clients from any country. Course managers maintain regular contacts with the clients and potential clients from many different countries. New clients are sometimes recruited through Trayner's website. So students, I will specifically write down here there is Trayner's website. So students, please remember we may have business intelligence as well. Okay, business intelligence. So I'll write down here business intelligence as well because they have a website in here. The head office and each of the three overseas sales staffs are run separate as a profit center. Okay, each responsible for signing up delegates and public courses with corporate clients and bespoke courses. So students, in P2 there is an area called responsibility center. We have the cost center, investment center, and the profit center. So students, just be aware about that area. There can be situations where they may ask this as well. The overseas sales officers in our all costs locally, they are credited with a commission from Trayner's head office whenever they enroll delegates on public courses and sign a contract for bespoke courses. So that's a commission based income they are earning. So the risk they may face is they may bring everyone into the picture, and sometimes there will be less value added as well because people who are not interested also may come and join the courses. Delegates simply join the public courses and they have signed up for bespoke courses negotiated by the overseas sales officers become responsibility of course managing head officers. So students, just remember the marketing strategy they follow, relationship marketing. So students, the course location once again. So again, remember none of the trainers training is undertaken in Northland. So just remember that is one of their fundamental success, I can say, or in the host countries occupied by overseas sales officers. Courses tends to be conducted in location within a day traveling distance, 1 day traveling distance. Both trainer staffs and course delegates are usually defined as being within a day's flying time. Many courses are offered on a location that is 8 hours flight journey in the capital city or similar flying time with the delegates. So they are making this like an enjoyable event, I can generally say, so that students they get a different atmosphere for concentration. Delegates are willing to make such long journey because trainers courses are generally based in cities that are regarded as attractive destination and usually served by major airport hubs. The vast majority of the course delegates are senior managers, frequently board members, and they can justify the course as intercontinental flight to maintain their competency and learn the new skills. Trainer courses are all conducted in luxury hotels. These generally offer fully equipped meeting rooms that have necessary facilities to project the course materials from the trainer's laptop. So this is just like the state of art facilities. Trainer generally accommodates the course managers and trainers and those the same hotels. Trainer aims to build relationship with specific hotels so it can negotiate discounts on meeting the room hire, accommodation, and instructor follow. So students, they are also having a very good relationship with the hotels as well. So students coming down, they are specifically stating here, students, trainers courses generally run from 9 to 1:30 p.m. Delegates are provided with tea, coffee, snacks during all breaks and a full lunch at the end of the training. So the training sessions are not so long. It is like a networking session, I can say. So during the lunch break, they can network with other delegates as well. Trainer can arrange accommodation for delegates at hotel, although many delegates work for companies that have corporate accounts in international hotel chain, so they often make their own arrangement. Ideally, trainer will have 2 to 3 courses running simultaneously in a given hotel. The same course manager can supervise more than one course, and the cost associated with the travel and accommodation can be spread across multiple courses. So students, they are trying to minimize the cost by giving the empowerment of the course manager to handle more than one courses. So students, the trainer, this is also a very important aspect here. Trainer has approximately 300 trainers. So my question mark is whether are they full-time or are they contracted. All are employed on part-time basis. So they are contracted students, not full-time employers, part-time basis. Each has an area of specialization and must fit into the presenting courses for trainers alongside with the work and personal commitment. Trainers are recruited mainly through direct approaches by the trainers' course managers. They might, for example, study categories on major publishers looking for authors whose books are relevant in the areas. Once recruited, those trainers must be able to recommend colleagues and acquaintances with worth approaching. So it is really a relationship-based business only, students. So trainers work with the high relationship and trust. Many trainers' course require specialist knowledge of topics that are likely to challenge many potential trainers. For example, several courses are designed to assist the delegates who have recently been appointed as pension fund trustees, which means the trainers must be capable of delivering credible and useful courses on the management of different types of pension scheme. So I need to say, students, the trainers should know the relevant way of communicating to the target audience as well, because all the target audience will not be the same, students. Different people will be having different ways of communication as well. Trainers are required to develop their own course material. So my question is, the patent, who has the patent? If the trainers are developing their own course, there will be a conflict later, even if the course is a public one that has been taught previously by someone else. Trainers do not receive any separate payment for developing the materials. So students, there can be a disruption taking place in the market, like Udemy, everything can come. I can say online platforms can come where the trainers can directly meet the delegates without having an intermediary like trainer. But they are motivated by the possibility that they will be asked to repeat the course on different location and or later date. So they will have little or no preparation for the repeat. So they are much satisfied at the moment, but there can be disruptions also taking place in the future. So students, delegates are asked to evaluate trainers on the conclusion of each course. The course managers then provides trainer with the feedback of suggestions and improving future courses. The course managers will have sat in the course at least part-time and will have a personal observation to make. So students, they have a good control as well. It is not sufficient for the courses to be technically correct and also to be delivered in a lively and engaging manner. So students, these are the main things. Trainers are only asked back to deliver future courses if their overall performance is satisfactory. So students, the trainer is facing high risk here, because if they don't perform well, they will move into another person. Trainer has many trainers who have worked for the company for several years, and even long-serving trainers can be withdrawn from the service if the evaluations are weak. So one good thing I can say is they are very straightforward with human resource management. So I believe that is one of the main suggestion. They are doing very well. And then students, it is also mentioned it can be challenging to deliver courses for qualified trainers. Even 3 days courses requires day of travel both beginning and the end. So trainers must be able to commit a week or more time, because students, I told you 8 hours travel journey is there. So there is a challenge for the trainer. Trainer requires trainers to commit the whole course from the beginning to the end, because it is not cost effective to fly 2 trainers at the share time in the training courses. Trainer does not employ any trainers on a permanent basis. Just keep in mind the HR is very much stable, because they are following the hire and fire culture. So they can put the trainers anytime out if the performance level is poor, which can make it difficult to facilitate courses Some trainers are unable to commit more than 1 or 2 courses a year, despite the fact trainer pays them attractive daily fee. So that is one of the critical success. They are paid on a daily fee. So I'll just write down here daily fee, and they have mentioned attractive also. Most competent trainers have significant prior work commitments and to take annual leave for their full-time job in order to accept an assignment. Some trainers are full-time lecturers at colleges and universities who use part of their vacation to work for trainer. Trainer forbids trainers from working from other training companies. So this is a challenge what we may be facing, because our trainers can move to other companies, including with our delegates. That's a risk here, because delegates are more connected with the trainers, so they can take our delegates and go as well, are found on doing so and used again, so even popular with delegates as well. So students, the next person that we are going to concentrate here is the course managers. The course managers have range of responsibility. They create schedules for the courses, both public and bespoke. I told you they are like the coordinators. They will be potentially attractive to the client. Public courses may deal with obvious topics such as leadership, and so trainer may be competing directly with other training companies in order to attract the delegates. So in public, they are highly competent because it is very open to anyone. And the course managers work constantly to develop lead the corporate clients. They approach delegates from past courses in order to ask about their needs of future training. Either through participation in public course or through bespoke course, course managers also work with HR department of corporate clients to identify the managers who are responsible for training budget and position the request books. So they have a good relationship, students, and I think course manager is one of the very important person in this segment. The course managers use break times during the courses to interact with delegates. That means the feedback collection. They use their opportunities to gather intelligence, such as checking that they have the latest contact details for corporate managers who make training decisions. And students, they are also saying course managers also engage with delegates to ensure they are happy with the course so far with the assist they problem in the travel and accommodation. They also organize social activities during the course, like I think cleaning, environment, charity, all those things they would have been organizing. Course managers are also expected to plan and make arrangement for future courses. As we know, they need to recruit trainers, organize flight, accommodation, track bookings, public courses, and number of that are viable. Those duties must conflict with overseeing courses and underway, so they are able to take time of training the room and their laptops and the mobile phone. Then students, they are specifically mentioning here course managers are responsible for briefing staff and the 3 overseas sales officers on any information they have collected that will help the sales office staff to sell courses to delegates, employers, and to the host. So students, they have good marketing skill as well. The sales office staffs of the course managers must coordinate their effort to make most effective contacts. Marketing activities carried out by course managers are supported by colleagues that are based on Trayyner and 3 foreign subsidiaries. Each of these subsidiaries are based in the host country, and the home is several to Trayyner's major client. The subsidiary staffs responsible for maintaining good relationship, local clients, and also using information collected by the client's course managers to engage in potential clients and their host countries. So students, I think you are getting the clear picture here. So I can specifically say they have given a pure explanation about the course managers, who are like the real managers who take care of the process between the delegates and the trainers. So students, coming here, topic managers. Trayyner offer wide ranges of courses broadly grouped under the topic areas of management, accounting, finance, specialized courses, oil and gas engineering, health and safety. So these are the main courses that are there at the moment by travel. Each topic has its own topic manager, and overall responsibility for public bespoke courses are in the topic area. So topic managers supervise the activities of the course managers. For example, conclusion of each course, the course managers who has responsible supervising and compile the report on summary, delegate feedback, and revenues. Topic managers also approve the appointment of new trainers before they can conduct the course for the first time. So students, just remember, the topic manager is like a senior manager and the course manager is like a operation manager. So just remember, topic managers are very strong with their specialization. So students, if you observe, this is the organizational chart that is given. The topic manager is in the top and the course managers are there. And students, if you observe here, there are 5 topic managers for each of the area of management: accounting, finance course, oil and gas engineering, and health and safety. Topic managers supervise the course managers who specialize their respective areas. They are also responsible for managing the quality of the topics. So students, if you observe the next one, there are 30 course managers, which is a significant number, each specializing in particular topics. And students, they have given the particular topics like what they do generally: scheduling the courses, selling. So I think we have already done the analysis of the course managers in the previous reading. So you can just go through this as well. So students, if you observe the courses, I think you can go through this, students, the management, the accounting and finance. Okay students, because I am 100% sure, students, there will be a new service development. I am 100% sure, students, there will be a new service development. And students, when you are developing a new service, just remember, students, this business is high risky because it is human dominant business. Suppose if a good trainer leaves the organization to a competitor organization, there is high chance that your delegates also will shift there. So students, some of these courses are very popular and run several times a year. For example, accounting for directors and managing risk runs 4 times a year. So just remember these, students, so that you can connect it when you are writing the answer. And then they are telling bespoke courses can be based on public courses that can be designed to the client's specific need. For example, directors of the major teaching hospital recently required a course on recruitment and training of junior nurses. So students, so we have something industry based courses as well. One of the trainers course managers identified the trainer with considerable experience in order and organized a 4 days course that cleared the client requirement. So just keep that in mind as well. And then specifically they are saying there are 30 course managers, it was mentioned above, who specializes with 1 or 5 topic areas, although their constant needs to be flexible. And there are 3 courses running simultaneously in a particular venue, and which is cost effective, and manager to supervise them. Even if they spread across unrelated topic, it will always be cheaper to have some course manager for a particular hotel or 2 to 3 weeks in order to oversee the succession of different courses, rather than incur the cost of air fees between the course managers. That can be made of course manager who specifically says accounting and finance must also supervise the course in different aspects. So students, this is the organizational structure. I told you we do not have non-executive directors. So Asif is the chairman, Miriam is the chief executive. Remember the name. Janus is required for marketing and director development, course development, course marketing, overseas sales officer. And Marja is required of the management, accounting and financial reporting. Federica is for staff recruitment, staff retention. My only question is we don't have an IT department, students, because IT department is very important at the moment. So just remember that is there. And they have given the topic managers list as well, and the course manager, accounting staff. So the organization structure is also very clear. And then students, they are saying trainers board comprises of only executive directors. That is a common practice for unquoted company. I told you you should revise corporate governance, students, in F1, because students, if you observe, it's an unquoted company, so there can be chances where they may be moving into the quoted region as well. Asif and Miriam Nasir share responsibility for overall strategic direction of the company. Asif chairs the board meeting and deals with external stakeholders, including lenders and shareholders. Miriam focuses on more oversight, ongoing operations. So Miriam takes care of the running the company, and Asif takes care of managing the external stakeholders. And they are specifically saying Asif and Miriam owns 10% of Trayyner. That means totally 20% shareholding they have. and the remainder shares are owned by individuals who are invited to invest and assist the company expansion. So students, I can say they are business angels, or I can say they are private investors, like that. So 80% belongs to private investors, but the problem is the private investors don't have business knowledge. The Trayyner Group comprises of a parent company based in Northland and 300% owned subsidiaries. So students, I'll write down here IAS 21. Please remember the accounting treatment for the subsidiary translation, at least, very important. Trayyner Southland and Trayyner Eastland and Trayyner Westland, each of the subsidiaries are sales office. All courses are organized by the course managers from Trayner's head office. So I think it is very clear for you all. And then students, the business model, and I think you can go through this. So defining value, Trayyner aims to meet the need of the senior executives for relevant, engaging training. So I think that is fine, students. That defining value is fine. The outcome, what they want is they need to make the senior executive with understanding and learning. Trayyner creates value through ensuring it understands training and status needs for delegates who participate in the courses, and that's also fine. I can say it's like a demand pull, not a demand push. It's like a demand pull for your understanding. A delivering value, Trayyner delivers value by working with professionals whose skills and background enable them to meet the delegates. So I can say professionals can be the trainers, because they will be working with trainers who has high knowledge and expertise. And then students, capturing residual value, Trayyner works with trainers and training values and manage cost, and charging clients on realistic fee for the high quality service. So students, this capturing value, I have a question mark. Actually, capturing residual value is the feedbacks. So they need to collect feedbacks, and they have not mentioned that. So only this area I am little not confident with. And then students, if you observe, they are also mentioning Trayyner focus on developing courses that are relevant for clients' need. It is mentioned. It offers several courses that are aimed at the delegates which recently gained new responsibility and new executive directors, non-executive directors. For example, a course on audit committee has been extremely popular with non-executive directors who do not have accounting background. The need for such courses only become apparent because of conversation between course managers, delegates during the break, lunches, and unrelated courses. Delegates also have high expectation with regards to ambience of the courses. They appreciate the fact that public courses offer opportunity to network with senior managers from other companies. On all courses, they enjoy the opportunity to travel and work in pleasant surroundings. So that's the thing, students. This is not only learning, this is also enjoyment. So just keep in mind, Trayyner always organizes at least one social event as a dinner for delegates to enhance the ambience. Trayyner pays close attention to feedbacks from delegates on trainers, and they are specifically training. New trainers are monitored closely by the course managers, but even experienced trainers are supervised and evaluations are deteriorated. So they always have a good feedback system. Course managers are expected to control the cost carefully. The company always use good quality hotels, that's good, but it negotiates substantial discount in return for offering repeat business. Good negotiations they have. Trainers are also offered generous daily rates for the days they spend on training, but no payment is made for traveling time or for preparation of course material. 8 hours they need to travel, so that's again they need to take that as one of the personal expense. And then students, course material the company will not provide. Even if the course is cancelled at the last minute after the course has been written, Trayyner insists on being paid in advance by all the client. They are eliminating the cost of uncollectible receivables. So students, just remember the costing information. Students, 3,000 rupees the price they charge, and the minimum delegates they have is 15 delegates only, students. So this is the minimum crowd. But students, there can be disruptions taking place. Example, a new software coming, so you can increase the number of delegates. Example like Zoom. If you see Zoom platform, we can have corporate training now. I told you this is not before the pandemic, but I'll just say in case of pandemic, we can have online training as well, students, which can be a little bit cost, I can say, efficient. Commissions to overseas sales staffs. cost of training room, that is what they rent it out. Trainer fee, it is the most highest fee. Just observe students, trainer's fee is the most highest fee of the cost base. And then students, airfares for the trainer and course manager, accommodation for the trainer and the course manager, entertainment for delegates, and then course manager, head office costs. So students, if you observe, this is the cost structure what they are having. And I can specifically say, students, I can specifically say here they are going for demand pull, and I can say this is a target cost, because students, if you observe, they have the experience and they will identify the budget. That's what they minimum want 15 delegates present. So just keep that in mind, students. And then students, coming down, they are specifically stating each course is responsibility of an individual course manager. That is correct. Course fees are based on a set price of $3,000 and $45,000 per bespoke course. So students, bespoke course, it can be one person as well, so still they charge 45,000. These set prices are established and updated by the board, and I think it is Asif and Miriam. So they are saying course managers have limited discretion on discounts to the fee in order to sell the places on public courses and reach arrangement on bespoke course. So they are not giving much discounts, and the discounts are controlled. So it's a good thing, I can say. The only bad thing is expansion will be little slower if you are not giving the empowerment to the labor. So entertainment costs are incurred because trainer organizes social activities for delegates in the evening. This includes providing tickets for sporting and cultural events and dinner on last evening before the end of the course. So students, the next thing I want to say, the charge for the course manager is based on a daily rate that reflects average course manager's annual salary and expected number of days spent each year supervising. This charge can vary depending on the number of courses being supervised simultaneously. Course managers are expected to supervise up to 3 courses on time. So my question is, when they are given 3 courses, do you think that it is too much? Because the concentration will get affected, students, because I think it's better to go for 2. If they give for 3, it's very difficult. But there may be only 1 or 2 courses running on time. So they are saying that head office costs are based on the running cost of the staffs and operating in the head office and capital city, including topic manager's salary. The total costs are apportioned based on the expected annual cost divided by the estimated number of courses. So they are saying estimated number of courses, but I can specifically say instead of courses, I think that's fine. I think that's fine. But students, remember, ABC can come into the picture, activity based costing, because I generally feel this is like the traditional OAR calculation. So just remember that as well, students, because this is one of the important areas. Course managers are responsible for making all arrangements in advance for their courses. They usually have discretion over the budget, cost, and revenue, but expected to notify the topic managers in advance of expected surplus course less than 10,000. So there needs to be a control. If the course is going less than 10,000 surplus, they will inform it. So students, if you observe here, the surplus is 22,375. But if it is going less than 10,000, they need to quickly tell it to the management, because they will find it very difficult to cover up the other cost as well. Trainer will sometimes run a public course to close the break even and even the small loss of delegates signed up with important clients. Cost can also be affected by seasonal variation, cost of airfares and hotel rates. Okay. Then students, I will come to the next one. Course managers submit the statement of cost revenue to the relevant topic managers at the conclusion of each course. Course managers' performance are evaluated as a part of surplus. So they have performance related pay as well. And they are also stating, students, there is also non-financial aspect of evaluation of each course at the end. So the course managers ask delegates to complete questionnaires and rate the 5 scale, and also 1 is extremely dissatisfied, 5 is extremely satisfied, like the 5-star ratings. So students, just to summarize, I can say you must revise BSC, a balanced scorecard, students, because balanced scorecard is a very much essential model for our business application. Balanced scorecard is a very much essential model for our business application. And students here, they are again saying how the courses are done and the feedbacks are collected. You can just go through this as well, the feedback system. So students, the financial statement coming here, I will again upload the ratio analysis what we have done in a separate video, but I just want you to keep it understand students. We have revenue, then we have cost of revenue, okay, and then administration and selling and marketing, because we don't have distribution. So just remember it's a business logic, and here it's in thousands students, it's in thousands, because if you see the previous businesses it was in millions. Thousands means I can say these are like SME range, not a very big companies, SME range, because human dominant businesses. And then students, finance cost has reduced, there may be a repayment. So OCI is not there students, so just keep in mind we have a foreign operation, but why there is no OCI, that is a question. And this is a group as well, so this may include the two subsidiaries, the three subsidiaries also. So there's a question mark on how they would have done the consolidation here. And then students, one thing I want you to calculate the, I can say the dividend payout, and put it in the chat box students, dividend payout. You must do it, because I may anyway do it in the ratio class. So if you observe students, the dividend they paid is 42,390, and students, if you observe the profit for the year is 44,602. I generally feel there is a bigger dividend payout, and if there are disruption you may have to suffer because your return earnings is very less, I can observe here. And students, there is a foreign loss here they are taking, so just keep those things in mind. And students, property, plant and equipment they are given, intangible assets is given, but goodwill is missing students, because goodwill cannot be classified as intangible asset, because goodwill is a creation of value, IFRS 3. So again I am confused why goodwill was not accounted there. Maybe it may be their startup subsidiaries, maybe startup subsidiaries. And trade receivables, bank balance they are given. Inventories are not there students, we don't have any inventories. Service industry, share capital, share premium, both together, no changes. Private business, foreign currency reserve, there was a loss. Return earnings, borrowings, there's a drop students, they have repaid. Trade payables, tax payable also they have mentioned. And then students, coming to the Mastercalls, if you observe our competitor organization, Mastercall is a rival training company, operates very similar manner in Trayyner, and offer wide range of public and bespoke courses facilitated by part-time trainers. As with Trayyner, Mastercall is based in Northland capital city, but provides most of the training in other countries. So students, in this segment I told you the complexity is less, anyone can start the business. So the success in this industry is Wolfgang. So you need to have good relationship with your competitor. Orchestration must be very high, so that there won't be a price war between the people. And again students, you must do the dividend payout ratio here once again. 34,422 and 36,804 multiplied by 100. And then students, if you observe here again, it's in thousands. So students, I told you the news reports are important to give you an understanding, and here they are saying that parastal businesses may require executive training. Parastal businesses are government owned businesses but managed by private management. Example, I can say Sri Lankan Airways, it's a parastal business. Sri Lankan Airways, Air India is a parastal business students, okay, just remember it's owned by the government but it is taken, so you must read this students. And then students, they have given about again a government sector complaining about the quality. So business intelligence and data management is mentioned. We do not have these courses, we do not have business intelligence and data management. So these things can be a potential new service development, what you need to think in mind students. And then students, here they have mentioned the Navy forces may require training. So at the moment we are not providing training for the Navy or the military. So there may be situation that military may come into the picture, and students, ethics can come into the picture as well, because government operations, in order to get the tender, there can be bribes, everything involved there. So just keep that in mind as well, students. And then students, the homeworkers, I told you online learning can come into the picture. So training them how to work from home, Zoom platform usage, LMS usages, everything you can guide them. And then students, this is the most important thing. This is the most important thing. That is the trainers blogs. The trainers have, you must read this, students. This is a compulsion. The trainers are complaining. This has lot of complaints. You must read this and go to the exam of our organization, Trayyner. The main reason is, students, if you see, main reason is so many complaints are there for Trayyner. Main reason is they are not organized. They are not booking the flights on time. They are delaying. They are canceling the operations. They are not having proper directions to delegates on how to ask questions from the trainer. So all these are main problems here. So students, I believe that we have gone through the full analysis, and good luck with your examination, students. But my only request here is, industry wise, please be very strong, and please go through the blueprint what I am attaching here. So you must go through that as well, students. So thank you very much, students, for your wonderful time. Good luck with your examination. Any questions, any doubts you have, please feel free to comment in the comment box. Take care, students.